Well, Google has issued a response after the Competition Commission imposed a penalty of more than 1,300 crore rupees for anti-competitive practices. In a statement, Google says, and I quote, "CCI's decision is a major setback for Indian consumers and businesses, opening serious security risks for Indians and raising the cost of mobile devices for Indians. We will review our decision and evaluate the next steps." End of quote. The CCI's order had said that Google leveraged its dominant position in the online search and app store for Android to protect its in-house app. CCI has also barred Google from offering incentives to smartphone makers for carrying its search services. News in the aviation space. Air India has appointed Henry Donoghue to head the Safety, Security and Quality Department. Donoghue will take over the role from the 7th of November. He's extensively worked with various international carriers and has also served on the IATA Safety Committee and Flight Safety Foundation Board of Governance. And news for SpiceJet coming in as relief this Diwali. Aviation regulator, the DGCA, has removed the 50% cap on SpiceJet's flights for the winter schedule. SpiceJet's flights were restricted due to safety violations. From the 30th of October now, the airline will be able to operate with full capacity. The low-cost carrier can operate nearly 3,200 flights per week till the 25th of March 2023. The Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs has extended the due date for filing the GSTR 3B returns for September by a day till the 21st of October. The department also received complaints regarding the system being slow. Earlier this month, technical glitches had led the Income Tax Department to extend the due date for filing the tax audit reports for fiscal 22 by 7 days to the 7th of October. The Revenue Department has raised the red flag on possible tax evasion by offshore online betting platforms. The department's analysis shows that offshore apps are making huge profits from consumers and clients from India. The department is in talks with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology to ban those who are not paying taxes. The big global story, UK, which is grappling with an economic crisis, will now see a leadership change yet again after Prime Minister Liz Truss bowed out of office after a very tumultuous 45-day term. What's interesting is Boris Johnson, whose resignation earlier this year catapulted Truss to the UK's Prime Minister's post for the shortest term ever, is leading the leadership race. Rishi Sunak, who lost out to Truss in the Tory leadership battle, is also in the reckoning. Candidates who wish to run for the next Prime Minister will have to garner support of 100 MPs by 2 p.m. on Monday. Sanjay Suri gets us the latest. Sanjay.
Intense lobbying underway, as one would expect, but we are beginning to approach some indication of a likely scenario. We have reports from very senior sources in the Conservative Party that Boris Johnson's team and Rishi Sunak's teams are in talks currently with a view to some sort of agreement over this election. And of course, we do not have the contours of that yet, but we are likely to fairly soon. As of now, the position of support within the Conservative Party is 60 for Boris Johnson, 57 for Rishi Sunak, 20 for Penny Mordaunt. Penny Mordaunt looks like she will now drop out. It will finally be theoretically between Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak, which is why some talks are on to arrive at some sort of understanding. Clearly, Boris Johnson is having a go, and if it really comes down to two, it is almost certainly Boris Johnson, because were it to get to a contest and were it to be a divided parliament, it still then would go to the Conservative Party members for the final say, and if it comes to that, surely Boris Johnson will win, and surely Rishi Sunak could see that, and he has seen the expressions of support for Boris Johnson all through the hustings in the last round of election. Some sort of agreement is being worked out, which means that we could very well have a Prime Minister in place even before the deadline of Friday, the 28th of October. It, of course, will be rather interesting to see what kind of agreement, if any, we have to underline, can be worked out between Boris and Rishi. But it is now one or the other, and the indications are that it will be Boris with some sort of inclusion for Rishi Sunak, perhaps as Chancellor, as street logic would suggest. We don't have any definite information on that yet, but we will have a very much clearer picture very soon.
Well, Sanjay Suri, many thanks for joining us. I mean, the thought that Boris Johnson is back once again in the reckoning, it is, as they say, a day is too long in Politics. Now, retailers across Indian cities are upbeat about Diwali lighting up their finances. A pulse check at key retail markets across the capital and Mumbai show that sales are picking up even though shopkeepers are unable to offer deep discounts as there has been a spike in inflation. Abhimanyu Sharma and Shilpa Ranipeta report from Delhi and Mumbai.
As we approach Diwali after 2 years of the COVID pandemic, people who had gotten accustomed to e-commerce are coming out into markets to see and feel what they had missed when they were confined inside their houses. The thrill of seeing, feeling and buying gifts for their near and dear ones, as well as shopping for their own selves, is thronging people back into markets and is increasing the footfall of markets, while the trend of niche gifting as well as travel during the festive season is catching up. Here is what traders and shoppers from two of Delhi's most iconic markets, Khan Market and Chandni Chowk, had to say.
The market is humming with activity, which is a very good sign, and most of the products are doing well. Overall, it has been much better than the previous years. Other than sweets and biscuits and also eatables, people are into other things, like somebody is presenting watches, somebody is giving some electronic.
People are buying a lot from niche markets, artisanal markets that have come up over the weekends, and I think definitely there is that sense of coming together. You don't just want to come together online, you want to meet and greet.
Tourism is booming, particularly domestic tourism, because as you must be seeing, the hotel rates and the airfares have skyrocketed.
Even as gifting experiences is becoming increasingly popular, buying decorations and lights is still the mainstay of Diwali shopping. These lanes of Old Delhi's Chandni Chowk are chock-a-block, indicating that the slowdown is behind us, but inflation has clearly impacted buying behavior.
3 साल पहले जिस तरीके से काम निकलता है उस तरीके के उस हिसाब से 80% अभी काम है, पूरा वो 100 के 100% अभी नहीं आ पाया।
सामान देखो पिछली बार से तो थोड़ा महंगा है, लेकिन सामान की क्वालिटी बढ़िया है। जैसे सामान लोगे आप वैसे पैसे देने पड़ेंगे।
भागीरथ प्लेस में जिस तरीके का आप देख रहे हैं, आदमी चल नहीं सकता है। हर व्यक्ति वो 20 रुपए की भी लाइट खरीदने वाला है, 200 वाला भी है, 2000 वाला भी ले रहा है। भीड़ लगी हुई है। बदलाव ये है कि हर व्यक्ति ये चाहता है कि मैं किस तरीके से, देखिए बजट की लिमिटेशंस हैं, महंगाई बढ़ी है, लोगों की आमदनी नहीं बढ़ी।
Even the normal lighting which we put outside the house, which we call in Hindi laddi, all of the people are asking for Make in India laddi, which is not available right now because all the suppliers are just selling it by calling it Make in India, but it's not originally Make in India.
We learned from shoppers as well as traders that the effect of inflation is visible across all sections of buyers and has also dented the scope for sellers to give discounts to customers. There is a stated rise in the demand for made in India products, be it for decorative, electronic or non-electronic items. In Delhi with video journalist Rajendra, this is Abhimanyu Sharma for CNBC-TV18.
After 2 years of COVID-19 and the pandemic-related restrictions, this is the first near normal year of festivities that we're seeing. I'm here at Crawford Market, which is the city's largest wholesale market for gifting and dry fruits. And what I can see is that the crowds are definitely way more than last year. But this has also been a year where we've seen high levels of inflation, making everything more expensive. So this Diwali, are consumers coming out to buy, or is inflation forcing them to tighten their purse strings? Let's get a mood check.
लास्ट ईयर से ज़्यादा हो रहा है सेल और मार्केट में भीड़ भी ज़्यादा है। पिछले साल से 25 से 30% ही बढ़ा है, क्योंकि अभी कैसा रिस्ट्रिक्शन हो गया है। कोरोना से आदमी लोग थोड़ा संभल रहे, कैसा खर्चा करना है क्या है, यानी थोड़ा यानी बढ़ रहा है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बढ़ रहा है।
पब्लिक थोड़ा खरीद करने के लिए आगे पीछे कर रहा है, थोड़ा महंगाई बढ़ा इसलिए 20% बढ़ गए, फिर भी लोग खरीद रहे थोड़ा।
Gold jewelry and gold bars are also something that see peak sales during the festive season. And I'm here at Mumbai's jewelry hub, Zaveri Bazaar, that is buzzing with activity as consumers flock stores to buy gold jewelry. Now, last year saw the best ever sales for jewelers in the last 25 years. But the World Gold Council has said that this year, while the sales would be better in the festive season compared to the rest of the year, sales may not be as good as last year. But the picture on ground here suggests otherwise.
जो गत वर्ष की सेल की बात करें तो करीबन ऑन एवरेज 80 टन सोना इस धनतेरस पे और उसके आजू बाजू में 4 दिनों में बिका था। उससे भी ज़्यादा इस बार की तैयारी है, जिसका मुख्यतः कारण है कि एक तो कोविड हट गया है, दूसरा शादियों की भरमार है। करीबन 30 से 35% मेरा अनुमान है कि इतने से ज़्यादा सेल बढ़ेगा, हो सकता है उससे भी ज़्यादा बढ़े।
Retailers are not very cautious enough right now. Now they have become bold to buy the jewelry from us. And being a wholesaler, I would rather say that this has been a great, fantastic year as far as the jewelry sale is concerned.
While experts expect inflation to have some impact on gold buying in smaller towns, Mumbai's Zaveri Bazaar is already seeing bumper sales, not just because of Dhanteras and the festive season, but also because of the upcoming wedding season that is expected to be much larger after 2 years of lull. And this is also aided by relatively lower gold prices. And customers this time are buying more ornaments rather than gold coins, something that's been boosted by the hallmarking norms that came into place last year. In Mumbai, Shilpa Ranipeta.
Well, that is the festive centimeter. And with that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of India Business Hour. As always, thanks very much for watching. The team that produces your favorite program wishes you a very bright and prosperous Diwali. There they are on your screens. You don't see them very often, but that's the team behind India Business Hour, the evening team at CNBC-TV18. Committed team. They work very, very hard and very long hours. So happy Diwali to all of you guys, and you can wish our viewers a happy Diwali as well.
Happy Diwali!
All right, and you see our market experts give their opinion and analysis on the channel every day. For Diwali, they hit all the right notes, and we leave you with this very special interlude. Thanks very much for watching India Business Hour. A happy Diwali to you and your families.
मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है। मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ।
But then it's a happy occasion, so we got to sing Zindagi.
एक सफर है सुहाना।